Libyan troops loyal to Muammar Gaddafi continue their march eastward toward the rebel stronghold of Benghazi, and opposition leaders are warning of the risk of genocide among civilians who might be caught in this crossfire. The possibility of a deadly siege of Benghazi apparently prompted the Obama administration to back a resolution in the UN Security Council that would give the international community several options to help the rebels. Susan Rice, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, says Washington is willing to consider measures beyond a no-fly zone.
The U.S. view is that we need to be prepared to contemplate steps that include but perhaps go beyond a no-fly zone. At this point, as the situation on the ground has evolved, and as a no-fly zone has inherent limitations in terms of protection of civilians at immediate risk.
U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is visiting countries in the Middle East where authoritarian leaders have been ousted by mostly peaceful protests in recent weeks. Although the Obama administration is not calling for the use of U.S. ground forces in Libya, Clinton made clear Thursday that a no-fly zone in Libya would likely include ground attacks.
There is a lot of very intense discussion occurring, but it is important to recognize that military experts across the world know that a no-fly zone requires certain actions taken to protect the planes and the pilots, including bombing targets like the Libyan defense systems.
The rapid advance of Libyan government forces has put pressure on the Obama administration to support military intervention. Undersecretary of State William Burns warned U.S. lawmakers on Thursday of the risks involved if Muammar Gaddafi defeats the rebel forces in Libya.
The dangers of him returning to terrorism and violent extremism himself, the dangers of the turmoil that he could help create at a very critical moment elsewhere in the region.
Many members of Congress, like Democrat John Kerry, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, say the international community must act now.
The old rules of impunity for autocratic leaders don't stand. But time is running out for the Libyan people. The world needs to respond immediately.
A no-fly zone over Libya is supported by the Arab League, and U.S. officials say Arab governments must play a central role in any military action against Libya. Meredith Buell, VOA News, Washington.